Hey guys, welcome to Last Movie Standing. So today is part 2 of the out of print, overpriced, and hard to find movies in this series. And we're going to get into some Blu-rays, some DVDs, and I even have a 4K for you. And it might shock you that this 4K from less than 10 years ago is probably the most expensive out of this whole lot. And one of the most expensive ones in the collection, one of the more rare ones, which is crazy. But to start this off, this first one, let's just talk about the obvious. Dogma. I wasn't going to do Dogma in my first video just because I felt Dogma was the obvious one. It's like the easiest one people can go to point out of print and overpriced movies, and it's in a lot of videos. But I wanted to add this one in here because we got good news. But before I say that, I usually play the menu in the background, but this menu is like really noisy. Like, let me show you what I mean by that. It's constantly playing stuff. It's just like, and it's also kind of inappropriate. You see Selma Hayek as the stripper dancing, which is one of my favorite scenes. And then you have like Chris Rock. They show Chris Rock naked. And this, I'm like, I can't have Chris Rock's butt in this. Ooh, let me stop that before it gets a little too much. So the good news is Dogma, which is always, not always, but for the longest time, especially more recently, this has been like an $80 plus movie to find. I think it's like $90 or something plus tax. Anywhere online, like it's even more if you find it like brand new. Some places, some people charge like over $100 for this. But the good news is, apparently, now I tried to do a lot of research on this and I couldn't really find a great source for this, but apparently this is getting a new release soon. So apparently Kevin Smith got the rights back. Kevin Smith got the rights back. And I honestly, I don't know how real or fake this news is. I don't think it's fake. Kevin Smith did an interview a couple months ago. I don't remember which one, but he said he tried to make a deal with Harvey Weinstein to get the rights to Dogma back, and I think he offered $1 million, and Harvey wanted like 5 or something. And he just couldn't raise it.
Dogma was bought personally by Harvey Weinstein when Disney was like, you have to get rid of this movie. A couple years ago, I was like, maybe we could get the movie back. Forgot about it, lapsed in terms of its licensing. That's why I can't find it on video or anything like that. So I was like, let's make an offer, man. And so we made a $250,000 offer to his lawyer. His lawyer said no. So Harvey said, no, let's double the offer. We'll make it $500,000 to buy the movie back. So $500,000 for a movie that hasn't been in distribution for quite some time. Felt like a decent offer, particularly because I wrote a personal letter to go along with it. And so we went back with $1 million offer. And we figured that would move the needle. Nope. Won't let it go. I think he's waiting for $5 million. And I don't have that, and none of my friends want to give that too, because you won't probably make $5 million back off of that movie over the course of 20 years.
But apparently, he got the rights back. And he teased this on, the only thing I could find was he teased on April 1st this poster, or this Instagram post. And then at the bottom it said April Fools. But what he didn't specify, at least to my knowledge, which part of this post was April Fools. The release or the date. Because it says coming 2024. Is that the April Fool's part? Or, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's reporting now that we're getting this on 4K. And I deep dive through Reddit. Because this isn't, this isn't a news channel. And I don't really want to report the news. Because a lot of news channels just report off bluray.com. And this was not even up there. Usually bluray.com will post like a blank, like 4K, no date, just a black thing. But it doesn't even have that for this. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. So fingers crossed. So with this one, I would not go waste your money on this. Seriously, guys, like it's probably coming out really soon. Maybe not this year, but I would bet by next year we get Dogma. A 4K or a brand new 4K restoration Blu-ray. I really hope Kevin Smith gives it to like a boutique somewhere. I feel like Kevin Smith is very in-house with this stuff with his fan base, but I really hope he like boutiques it, because if he owns it, he can do whatever he wants with it. So I really hope he licenses it out to like, which if I had to pick who would I do? I could see Criterion doing it only because Criterion did Chasing Amy on DVD, but who did Arrow did Mallrats. So I could see an Arrow box set for this. But could you imagine? Okay, just imagine this. A 4K release from like kind of like that with the Bible. That's kind of like the Exorcist. I feel like that would be cool. I'm rambling too much about that movie. This next movie, I didn't even know was out of print until recently. 28 weeks later. Now, obviously, it's out of print. It's Fox. And I think because the word at 28 days later on Blu-ray is so hard to find. Now, I'll admit, now I have 28 days later on DVD. I have zero intent to get the Blu-ray. I had a chance a couple months ago. I found it at a movie trading company for $25. And I did not buy it. I watched the DVD. Anytime I upgrade, I always watch the DVD first to see, do I really want to get this? Because I had not seen 28 days later in years. So I watched it. I'm like, it hasn't aged well to me. The film looks like crap. I mean, it's supposed to. It's shot on mini DV cameras. I can do a whole breakdown on that, on why I don't think 28 weeks later would benefit from, 28 days later would benefit from a 4K. But I have not seen the Blu-ray, you know. But it's not something I'd ever really want to watch again, to be honest. And I always like 28 weeks later. I did switch the case, which is I like this red case. I got the idea from 80s Made here on YouTube. He was I was talking to him and I saw something he did with the red case, and so I took my Avengers Age of Ultron red case, which I thought looked very weird and doesn't fit the other Avengers theme. So I took that one and kind of put it with a whole bunch, and I think the red case for this movie is just awesome. So thank you, 80s Made, for the inspiration for this. But that being said, 28 years later is in production right now, filming. So I can bet they are going to re-release all of these on Blu-ray. Like, they may have a 3-pack or something by the time 28 weeks later comes to physical, because the way movies are being made now, they're announcing the 4K or the Blu-ray release almost the weekend of the theatrical release, because it's coming so fast. So we might get a re-release of this and 28 days later. So I wouldn't right now go rush to go get this, just because. This one shocked me when I found it. Bowfinger. This is, I will say I am late to the party on this movie. I saw this once way back when it first came out, and I just wasn't that into it for some reason. But during COVID, I revisited it, and I love this movie. I love this movie. It was like almost night and day, like seeing it for the first time all over again. But this Blu-ray is sometimes like up in the $40, $50 range. Now that may seem like normal, but that's normal for like boutique packaging. You get like, you get all the stuff. No, for this, this is Universal. I forget when this came out, like when the Blu-ray came out, 2017. I think this is a re-release, because I think this may have come out like earlier in the early 2011 or 12 or whenever this movie came out. But yeah, this one's getting up there with the hard to find and expensive movies. Again, another one, same Universal. Definitely maybe Ryan Reynolds. Now, this is a very charming rom-com. I'm not going to go too deep into this one, but this is such a cute, fun movie. And when did this come out? 2007. So, but this Blu-ray is like sometimes up to $40. I'm going to put that in the overpriced, because this is like this should be a $5 movie. And I think I found it for $5 at like a Half Price Books or something. But It's not even available on Amazon, which is just baffles me. So this one was like a real surprise when I found out that this one was hard to find. Like, just this movie may be more expensive than Dogma. Shit. I had to go get the DVD just because they changed the title. But American Haunting from 2005. Not the DVD. DVD's easy to find, but the German Blu-ray is actually not that easy to find either. Now I have two imports in here, and I'm just gonna do these back to back. And I'm not gonna talk about this one very long at all. I just wanted to bring it up in this video because I talked about it in my Donald Sutherland video I just made. But this, I got the DVD with you for this video just because they changed the name to the Bell Witch Legend, which is a great name for it because that's what the movie's about. The movie's is based off of a true story about the Bell Witch in, I don't know, Virginia, Massachusetts, one of those in the Salem witch like era of time back in the early settler days. But this movie is really good. And I think I had to fact check myself before this because I was like, it's not available on Amazon, like, at all. Like, you go to Amazon, it's like, it's not even available to purchase or to find. And then on eBay, it's like $102 plus $15 for shipping from Canada. Most of these are all from Canada. Did this get an American release? Oh my god, this one is $245. No way. So if you can find it, if you want this, I would find this. Now, usually I'm like, 90% of the time, I'm like, the DVD's fine. But one thing I noticed on this DVD when rewatching it, because every time I get a Blu-ray, I always compare them. I just want to see the difference. And sometimes it's like obviously just sharper, but everything else is the same. One thing I never noticed is there's a few interlacing scenes in this. And if you don't know interlacing, that's a process where it's done in line. So it's like, if you ever at a 1080p, it's progressive. That means everything is just smooth, like all video today. But older videos were exported in interlaced, which has these lines. Like VHS, you see VHS, you pause it and it's got like lines. This DVD it's not even paused, like literally in frame, somebody will move and it's like, and it's very rare, it's very sudden, but I noticed it and I was like, oh, I'm glad I updated this. But yeah, an American Haunting, expensive. And while we're on the subject of imports, let's just do this one. And I had to get the DVD for this one too because they changed the title. Actually, they didn't change the title. It's just in German, and the cover is way different. A Good Old-Fashioned Orgy, which is a really good raunchy comedy. Like, this is a mainstream raunchy comedy. There's only one. It says unrated, but the only thing nude in here is one of the girls takes her top off for like a second. And that's about it. But it's basically about it's got Jason Sudeikis in it, Lake Bell. Oh, it's got so many people in it. The dude from, I don't know his name. Is it Tyler Lobane? The dude from Tucker and Dale vs. Evil is in this. Basically, a group of friends just plan to have an orgy. And the whole movie's them planning it, and when they finally get to it, it's really funny. This is totally comedy. You guys don't want the name. I feel like the name just turns people off, but this is really good. But I found the German Blu-ray, and oh god, I forgot how much I paid for this. I paid like maybe $12 for this. But this one, I can't even find it anymore to buy online. Like, I've looked at on eBay. Now I think you can get it on German eBay if they ship it to the US. Sometimes they don't, and you're gonna pay like $30 just for shipping half the time. But yeah, this one I just scrambled across, and it was so cheap used, I got it, and it is a proper 1080p like real version of the movie, and it looks fantastic on Blu-ray. But I can't, yeah, this one was a luck out. Bought it when I could, because now I can't get it anywhere. Like, I don't see it available. This next one, this is one of my favorite just packaging. I don't know why. I just like the way it looks. And this one has not come to Blu-ray yet. Will it come to Blu-ray? I don't know. I don't know. Disney's 101 Dalmatians live action with the slipcover. Now this one I'm gonna put more in the hard to find, but I bought this used for $20 and it was really hard to find. When I found it with the slip, I just grabbed it. Didn't even care how much it was. I found it at a movie trading company like about 2 years ago. But I mean, this thing, I mean, when I think of overpriced DVDs for movies that are old, I'm thinking at least, if you're paying at least $30 plus or $40, that's overpriced for a DVD. Because not even new movies, still released on DVDs, cost anywhere near that. This is Disney never releases on Blu-ray, which is crazy to me. And I don't know if Sony's going to do it. I don't know what Sony's plans are. But I love this lenticular. It's not a lenticular. This slipcover with this metallic edge. Oh, this is so nice. Like, this is one I just want to put in a case and I will always keep this one. I love this movie. This movie holds up so well. Glenn Close knocked this out of the park, like 100%. The second one, 102 Dalmatians live action, not so much. But that first one, yeah, it's fire. Two more. And both of these have, okay, two more. Hardbodies 2. Hardbodies 2. Now Hardbodies 1 of my absolute favorite 80s raunchy comedies. I love Hardbodies. And the fact that it has this retro VHS case, just, you know how I feel about retro VHS cases. But Hardbodies 2, not as good, but good as its own. The thing with this movie is, it's one of these movies where it's basically Hardbodies in Europe. They go to Greece. And I've been to Santorini, so seeing kind of the sites back in the 80s is really cool. And the problem with the Hardbodies 2, and I'll change it to the back so you can see it's got Hardbodies 1 and Hardbodies 2. This movie should not be called Hardbodies. This movie should just have a different title. I think it was more of just somebody wrote a raunchy comedy script and they're like, oh, it's kind of similar to Hardbodies. Let's just name it Hardbodies. It does tie in somewhat. They're making a movie based off the original. I don't know. But Hardbodies 2 never got in a solo DVD release. Hardbodies 1 got a Blu-ray release. But Hardbodies 2 is only available on VHS and DVD in a collection pack. And this is still like, I think, $30. There's only 2 it came out with. So there's this one, which is both films. And then there's another one with 4 films. It's like Summer something. I forgot the name of it. But you know how some of these movies have like Summer Fun. And it's like 4 movies or something. It's one of those. But I got this one, and I just saw it for the first time like a couple months ago, and I got this, and it's a good movie. It's got the girl from Austin Powers, the chick in the hot tub. She's in it. She was also in Summer School. What else? She was in something else really pretty. She has a sex scene in this. You don't really see her naked. I don't know. This one's pretty good. The problem is it's just called Hardbodies 2, but I recommend if you've seen this, because I don't think many people have. It's literally like a VHS only release. And never got an individual DVD. So I hope a Blu-ray comes for that soon. All right, last one. The most expensive one in this whole pile. And it's a 4K. From like 2000. When did this come out? 2016? Yep, both of these were released 2016. Oh, this one was released in 2018. That's even worse. That this 4K was released in 2018. I see the 18 right here. So if you saw my story recently, Chase from AV Pop Culture sent me a gift package, and in there at the very end I teased this, and yeah, Eddie the Eagle on 4K. You're probably thinking, what? This I got both because I've had this, and thanks to him I have this now. Yeah, this movie from 2016 on 4K is $150 on eBay and Amazon. I think if you can find it on Amazon, it's like super expensive. Eddie the Eagle. Now this is, I think the reason it's out of print, it's a Fox 4K. Do I think Sony Disney are ever gonna re-release this? No, I don't. Why would they? But if you haven't seen Eddie the Eagle, this is probably one of the most feel-good movies you'll ever see. It is set in the 80s. It is set, I think it's 1988. If you've seen Cool Runnings, watch this movie. Because the story behind this movie, Matthew Vaughn produced this movie. And the reason he made this movie, he said he was watching Cool Runnings with his kids. And he was thinking, they don't make movies like this anymore. So he found he came up with an idea. It's set about an English guy, based on a real story about an English guy who competed in the same Olympics as Cool Runnings. And they kind of like have like a little Easter egg for Cool Runnings. It's like they're walking by at the Olympics. Not they're walking by. So they're just like walking in this, and you hear on the radio as they're passing by. And next on our story, the Jamaican bobsled team, so it's like a little shout out. But Hugh Jackman, what's his name? Taron Egerton. I keep wanting to call him Eggsy, because that's what I know him from the Kingsman series. This dude's got acting range. This is like the first time I really saw Taron Egerton's acting ranges. Like, this is before Rocket Man, which I don't think is a very good movie, personally. But and this is before Robin Hood, where he's basically playing Eggsy again, but in the forest. He shows range. He's not playing a special needs person, but just somebody who's just socially awkward. When they have their Forrest Gump moment. Oh, the music in this movie, you guys. This 4K shocked me. I may do a whole video about how much this movie shocked me on 4K, because this movie is shot digitally. Let me fact check myself real fast. This movie came out in 2016. At that time period, everything had already been done digitally. So hold on, I'm gonna fact check myself. Okay. Yep, they shot this movie on a Red Epic Dragon, which is a digital camera. So in hindsight, this Blu-ray and this 4K should basically look almost identical. They do not. I don't know if it's the HDR or what it is, or what they did. If this is on like a 25 gigabyte disc, and this is on, I think it's 60. I think the 4K is on a 66 gig and the Blu-ray is on a 50 gig. I'll put the fact check right here. But it's not night and day, but it's, guys, this 4K makes this Blu-ray look like a DVD from 20 years ago. Like, it looks aged and over, like, you almost, like, there's no contrast. Like, why are the colors look like that? Like, I was shocked at this 4K. This is like reference quality back to back. Like, it shocked me, and I don't say that much about 4K. It's like this one shocked me. But the main reason it's on this list, it's $150. Why? I don't know. Maybe because it's a 4K from a Fox movie, and Fox is no more. But I don't know how many Fox 4Ks are going out of print already. I don't know how many 4Ks that aren't boutiques. Boutiques, I totally get, because they're, limited packaging, all that. So, did they make such a limited batch of this? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. What do you guys think? Would you pay any of these crazy prices for this? I would not pay that much. And I've paid for some, I think the most I've ever paid for a movie is $90. And that's not with the packaging. That's just a standard. Like, I think it was in my last video. It was, or one of them, it was Dangerous Beauty from 1998. I paid like $80 for that Blu-ray. But over 100, I would say there's probably 3 or 4 in this pile that are at least 100. It's insane, you guys. Things are just going more out of print, and I do have more. I do have a part 3 plan for this. I'm trying to spread it out and not talk about 100 movies in like one video. Not that I have. Oh God, I don't know. The more things age, the more they're gonna go out of print. I think that's one of the reasons I started really diving into upgrading my Blu-ray, my DVDs to Blu-rays, just because the Blu-rays eventually are going to be harder to find. And with this Eddie the Eagle, it honestly makes me worried 4Ks are going to become that too. I don't know. What do you guys think?